Welcome. My name is Debbie and this is Pouring My Art Out for the Lord. And we're continuing to work and hopefully we will finish today our Yellow Floral Journal. This is a level 2 Junk Journal 101 project. So we did Junk Journal 101 level 1. It was just a really basic journal. This one we're kicking it up a notch and just adding some different things. We've already done, we've made the cover, which is made from a lunch paper bag. I have paper clips there, I can't open it all the way. We put a whole bunch of different pockets in. We did tags, we did journal cards, I did a belly band, different kinds of pockets. So we're just gonna hopefully finish it up today. Journals can be a kind of an evolving process. You know, you're always kind of adding to it, and I don't want to fill up every little space because I do want to have room for this to be a journal. So as you decide what you want your journal to be, it might be just collecting some interesting things over your life or over your week or over your months, however long you use your journal. You want a place where you can, kind of write a note, write a quote, cut something out, cut a recipe out, cut a picture out that inspires you, tuck it into your pockets. So you don't want to fill up every little bit at the beginning. This is like it's not the end of the creative process, but this is the end of the initial construction phase, I guess. And then you can add however you want, or gift it. Lots of people gift journals as well. So I'm just going to show you a few little things that I'm going to do to kind of finish this journal. And then you can go to town and do whatever you want to finish yours. So I just had a couple little pieces that I just sort of paper clipped on here so I could show you without having to grab everything. I should show you first of all. I took the rest of my little bits that I had left and I cut everything out and inked around it. I did my words and everything, so that's all cut out and inked around. When I was backing my pages, not my pages, but like backing my bits of ephemera and stuff, I had a little bit left over. So I punched out some tabs and I punched out just some other shapes and cut around those. So if you have any punches or if you just have some interesting shapes, even these ones, I just had these left over from trimming off some of the things that I was backing. So I may use some of those. I also have left over from my journal process, my journal cards. I have a couple of these, so I might rip up a little bit of that. And then I also, if you were one of the earlier ones that picked up this kit, I had made a couple of typos in my, well, it wasn't actually really even typos, I just didn't squish the text enough to fit it onto the box. And I didn't proofread it properly, so I'm sorry about that. So I fixed them and gave you a new page. And then to apologize, I guess, I gave you a freebie page, a bonus page, which I made for just kind of interesting receipts. We often use these in junk journals. And I backed mine. You don't have to back them. Often receipts are just on flimsy paper, but I decided to back them and make them sturdy this time. So I have those ready to go. So let's just do a few things. So I have this this large little quote, I guess. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I thought that was really cute. So let's just see. Do I want to do just a little bit of, sometimes when something doesn't stand out very well, like see how this, it just doesn't, you can see it, but it doesn't stand out. The borders are not that different. Sometimes we just put a little bit of something to make it stand out a little bit better. So see how that just sort of kind of makes it stand out. So I'm just gonna put a bit of this book page on here. Just ink around the edges a little bit first, and I'll glue that on. Oh, it's beginning to rain here. We haven't had near enough rain. We're farmers, and it's been such a hot, dry year, and our crops have suffered. I hope it's not too late for everything, but it is a nice welcome rain right now. So I just put that on top like that, and there you have a special little decorated pocket. So the pocket already is pretty. You don't need much. And then I thought I also would put in a couple things into this pocket. So I took this postcard that was in our kit and this stamp that was in our kit, and I'm just going to tuck those into that pocket because those are a nice shallow thing there. We can also put a word here. We have words already, quite a few, so I don't know if I want another word yet. I might add that later. You can kind of work back and forth in your... You can also do something like that to just give it a little bit more interest, but I'm just going to leave it for now. Okay, and then we have this belly band, and I thought this belly band looked a little bit plain. So I think I'm going to glue this onto the front like that. So I don't need to back this one. I'm just going to glue in the center so that it doesn't get on my page. I don't want to glue my belly band to my page. I don't know why they call them belly bands. It sounds like a strange, you know, I've used that term for so long now I don't even think about it, but it is a strange term. And then we have a nice big tuck here, and I thought I would put one or more of these receipt cards in there. See, doesn't that look fabulous? And then you can use the back for journaling if you want. You can make some lines on the back. I don't think I'll get into that right now, but we can do that. This piece, what was I going to do with this piece? I don't know what I was going to do with this piece. Oh, I think I was just going to stick it into here. So this piece I didn't back. Let me just show you how I back things again. If you, I showed you in the tags and in the journal cards, but so I just put a little glue stick in the middle, a little bit of liquid glue around the edges, and I stick it on here. I don't really like white, unless the journal is a different style, but if it's kind of a vintage grungy sort of style like this one is, I don't like to have white backgrounds. So I always either color them or cover them or print double-sided or something. So you can, you know, do what looks good to you. If you're fine with the white, just leave it white. Lots of people do. So I'm just going to cover that. And then that will just go into my little pocket here because I got a nice shallow pocket up there. So there we go. And we still have room in these pockets to add something. This was our top tuck where we had a something that we can tuck up, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So I thought I'd do the same thing that I did on that other one, just kind of give it a little bit of a, oops, that's upside down. Give it a little bit of a anchor sort of to offset the color. You could just put it on like that. It looks good too. But I don't know, layering is always fun in junk journals. So I'm just going to put that like that. And then I'm going to glue this. This one had a little place where it looked like a hole should be punched, so I punched a hole. Just add a little more interest. I think I'll put it down here. And again, you don't want to line things up completely, just kind of offset it a little bit like that. And then I just have a word, abide. And again, when you're making these little collages, it's nice to put this somewhere where the two meet. So I don't want to cover up my hole necessarily because I like my little hole there. So I'll just stick it right there. So you could do different things. And then these receipt things, they're nice and sturdy and they would go perfect up here and they're not going to fall out. Now that's going to be really sturdy in there. So that looks good. I just wanted to show you on here, this pocket is, I think, beautiful as is, but you can always add something, and a word is always welcome. So I'm just going to put this always down here, and that just sort of finishes it off. So you can do that or not. Got a spot for another one of those. You can just stick this kind of like that. On the other side, I just had one of these larger phrases. You will have bad times, but they will always wake you up to the stuff you weren't paying attention to. I thought that was really cool. So I thought I might just glue this one on like we did during our pockets. This is just kind of called a corner tuck. So I glue it on two sides in an L shape on the back and along the bottom. And then I put it in the corner here. And then that is good for tucking something in like that. Looks perfect. Okay, these ones, did I have something? Maybe I didn't have something yet. These pockets you could add something to if you want. Let's see. Could add just something like this for interest. I like this one up there. My treasure is in heaven. Yes, it is. And then I'm not sure about there. I'm just going to leave that one for now. This one was just a couple pieces that I thought I would decorate this pocket with. So this was just one of the little bits in our kit. These little bits, they're, you know, kind of odd sizes and shapes and stuff, and that's what adds a lot of interest to your journal. So I always like to include these things. There's also something called fussy cuts, which we haven't really gotten into yet. I'm just going to put that one kind of slanted for interest. And fussy cuts are just like kind of cutting around. Let me just see. These are called fussy cuts, and they're just some florals. They could be florals, butterflies are very common, and these are really nice to put, you know, any place on a journal page as well. This one obviously doesn't coordinate with these, but we'll get into that maybe the next journal. I didn't want to give you absolutely everything this time to overwhelm you, but these are called fussy cuts, and they add a lot to a journal as well. So. And you can do fussy cuts from digitals, you can do them from magazine. A lot of people just cut pretty flowers and stuff out of magazines or books. A lot of people buy gardening books and that kind of thing and cut out some pretty flowers and different things and put that in their journals. One of our levels is going to be just junk. We're not going to use any digitals, we're just going to use junk. So we're going to have, you know, magazines or old books and junk mail and all kinds of stuff. That'll be really fun, but not this time. Okay, so what else do I have here? Okay, so I had this one here. I'm not sure what I was going to do with this. Sometimes it's nice just to do do I want to do just something, you know, simple. You know what, I think I'm just going to do top and bottom on this little piece, and I'm going to center it at the top, and then that can just be an accent on the page like that. Or if we have something that we want to tuck in there, say if we have a long skinny, or we fold up something to be a long skinny piece, we can just stick that in there. So then that gives us kind of a dual purpose for that. But we can just leave it like that if we want to as well. Here I just had this little piece, and I thought that would just be a nice accent on this pocket. Even though this lace is a digital piece of lace, I'm still putting this piece in between those two layers, which looks nice. Just kind of ties it together, I think, a little bit more. Then I had a word here, and I thought I would just put that on this pocket. Again, this pocket is decorated already, but a word is always, not maybe always, but words are often just a nice little touch to a page. So there's that one. This one, I think I was going to put this on this side. I'm just going to put it right there. And then I have one of these tabs, and I thought I might put this tab just on my, this is like the corner tuck we made when we were doing our pockets. So I'm just going to glue that on. So I just glue half of it and stick it where I want it, and then I glue the other half and fold that over. There's many different punches and ways to make tabs. This is just one tab punch that I have. And then it just kind of adds a little something there for your tuck. I have a little bits and bobs word there, so I'm just going to stick that on this pocket. Like that. And that's all I had ready to, and my cover page here. Let's do something with the cover here. We could just do it like that. I think that would look, you know, a nice, simple, just a nice, simple accent. Or we could kind of stick it on there. We could also, let me just show you something. If I just, you don't have to do a pencil mark, but I'm just going to do a little pencil mark right there. And this piece is 1 inch, so I'm just going to do ½ an inch. And then you can just cut. I'm not going to show you the, you know, this exhaustively because this is just sort of a little, but you can just cut a little V out of the bottom like that. And this makes like a little banner. So I guess I should explain what I was doing here. So I just made a little mark how far up I wanted my little V. It ended up being ½ an inch, and then I went up. So I went up ½ an inch and make a little line, and then I just put a little line in a cross shape in the center, and then I just cut from corner to that cross and then corner to that cross. And that just gives me this little banner shape. And then I can put this this journal word there. I think I even want to round these two edges here. They look a little sharp to me. And I'm just going to ink this just to add another little bit of interest. Then we can do this like this. We can do it like this. Or up here like this. You know how words are sometimes sideways up there. What do you think? I think I'm going to do it up there. I think I kind of like that. So I'll just glue this onto here. You know, and if you make something that you don't really like, you can cover it up, or you can just add something to it. Sometimes that just gives it a little bit more, that's not going to even show, just a little bit of a pop if you want to. Just going to see if I want to do this. I don't think I do. I think I just want this You know, you can cover it up, you can change it, you can, you know, sometimes you think you don't really like something and then just leave it alone for a day and come back and then you're like, you know, I do kind of like that. I'm kind of impressed with myself. So there's our cover and our title, super simple. I have, you know, a few more little bits here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn off the camera for a couple of minutes. I'm going to see if I can put, you know, some of these little bits just in my book. And then I'll do a final flip through just to show you everything that we did and where I put these little bits. And then we'll be done. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, I think I'm going to call this done. So I'll just do a quick little flip through. We did this embellishment on the cover there. Again, it's a paper bag, lunch bag. I added, I think I added this tab. We have our tag in there. And I did this little piece of ephemera just on 3 sides, and then I just tucked in this little piece. I had printed this off to do some collaging, and I just wanted to use up all the bits, so I just made a little fold over and put a little tab there and stuck that in there. It's always nice to just do these little bits and surprises. And I put a little 2 bits on there just to decorate that page. I think this one we had already done, so we have a couple of pockets, a journal card that we made together, and some bits from the kit. This one we had a belly band, and we put this decoration on the belly band, and I tucked in another little piece there along with this receipt. So we have 2 pieces in there. And we have this set of 3 pockets, and the journal cards that we decorated are in there. And then we added a little extra piece of ephemera in the top one. This was a top tuck that we did, so we put one of our big pieces of receipt page, a big receipt card up at the top there, and decorated this little collage on there. Here's one of the pockets from the kit and our tag, and a little journal card on the top pocket. Another pocket. This pocket was decorated already, but we added that word. And here's one of our other receipts that I just stuck in there, kind of cockeyed. And here's another receipt, and we did a little side tuck or corner tuck there, glued on 2 sides, and just tucked that in. We have a couple of pockets there, and we have some journal cards. I added a tab to one of the journal cards, which looks nice. And a couple little word phrases there. This I was just trying to use up this page, so I just ripped off a little corner there. I glued it on 2 sides, and I have a nice big pocket there in the corner, or corner tuck. I didn't put anything in there yet. Another pocket we decorated with this little bitty collage, and we have a tag and journaling card, and this tag has an open. In fact, I could just do that, couldn't I? Maybe. Yeah, I'll just kind of stick that in there. Here we have 2 pockets. I think I added this word afterwards, and some journal cards that we decorated. This I just was using up that piece of paper as well, so I just ripped a little piece. It ended up being on an angle. I glued it at the top and the bottom. I inked around the edges, and it's just a nice little place to just tuck in, you know, some random thing that you find that you want to save. This piece I glued at the top and the bottom, and then I just stuck in this little folded piece. This was white, but I just kind of inked the white so it kind of looks not white. I think I added this little piece there since I did the video. A journaling card, and then again just a little tiny piece of that paper that you can write an extra note or a quote or something. A pocket with one of our journal cards. A couple of tags there, and we added this word. I think I added this tab here, and then we have a little tuck. I just put in a folded piece of book page in that one. We have an empty pocket there that we can add something. And here's our final pocket, bits and bobs. And we got our tag and our final pouch there. So, and I just wanted to show you one final thing. I told you if you wanted to leave your strings long, you could leave them long, and I just decided to put a couple of beads on mine. So in order to thread the beads easier, I just put a little bit of glue at the end there and just kind of twirled it around with my finger and let it dry. And it kind of makes a little faux needle, I guess. And then I'm just going to put a bead on there, and then another one of these beads. And then I'll just open it up because it's easier to have this extra space here. And then I just want to make a little knot. I'm just going to do a double knot here just so that the bead doesn't fall off. Just try to get those two beads, or those two knots, in the same spot. Make sure your bead isn't going to fall off. And then I'm just going to trim a little bit below those knots. And there we have a cute little dangle on our journal. So that's our completed journal. So I hope you worked along with me, or I hope you will do it now and just really enjoy your time in this journal. And I'll be back with level 3 in a little bit. Blessings.